Oh, efficiency, efficiency, efficiency. Right. So what is efficiency? All right. So with our MX Fit programs, one of our main big goals with everything that we do within our program is to help to create efficiency in your riding. Okay. Efficiency in your riding is basically what's going to help with your endurance on the bike. Okay, so really it's one of the most important aspects of your riding and racing and performance, besides developing your technique and stuff like that, and actually developing your speed on the bike. So once you have those bases, you then need to develop this, what we call efficiency, to be able to do that for an entire moto. All right, so what we do when we develop efficiency for your riding is we need to make sure that you're able to move correctly with no impingement, any restrictions in mobility, things like that. And also make sure that you are actually able to physically move correctly as well. Can you coordinate your movements properly to be able to actually move correctly on the bike and perform with correct technique, especially when under load and when you're in a fatigued state, okay? So there's a completely different thing to being able to perform good technique when you're fresh compared to being able to perform good technique and move properly when you're under fatigue, okay? So one of the best ways that we start with learning all this is we actually teach you how to move correctly in the gym, okay? So learning how to hinge at the hips properly, how to brace your spine and keep your spine aligned and neutral whilst under load, how to perform a push and a pull correctly as well, and how to brace and stabilize whilst under load. Okay, so that's how we first learn how to start with efficiency, because then we're actually learning how we move properly, all right? And how that correlates from the gym to on the bike is once we learn these movement patterns of when we perform this kind of movement, this is the way we do it. Once you drum that in and you start to create a actual good movement pattern, once you go and perform that same movement pattern again on the bike, even though it might not be the exact same, it's pretty damn close, okay? Your body just knows okay, I'm moving like this. This is the way I do it, all right? So what you've done there is you've created a better movement pattern and you're now able to move more efficiently on the bike, okay? So that's step one. Step two is when we need to then translate that into being able to do that under fatigue, all right? So like I just said, it's a completely different thing to moving correctly and having good technique when you're fresh compared to when you're in a fatigued state. So when we need to do that, once again, what's safer? Learning how to do that in the gym in a pretty controlled environment, or trying to go and learn it for the first time out on the track where you can have a pretty damn bad crash, come off, break a bone, tear a ligament, something like that, damage the bike, all right? I'd choose the gym, okay? At least for a starting point. Obviously it needs to then translate onto the bike and we do go there, but starting off in the gym is the best place to do it, all right? So what we do is in our conditioning, okay? So we basically do, say, a circuit or something like that, and we get to a point where we are in a fatigued state, all right? And what we need to do is we need to be diligent in ourselves, have complete and utter focus in what we're doing when we're moving to make sure that we are still moving in the exact same manner when fatigued as we were when we were fresh at the beginning. All right, so that's the learning process, okay? We need to start with it like this. Once we learn to do that in this controlled environment of the gym, then we can take it out on the track, okay? So that's why it's really important to understand that, yes, riding is one of the most important parts of our training and development on the bike and becoming a better rider, but it's not the whole picture. Okay, if we integrate this off-bike training and these principles that I've just explained, and we utilize that as part of a whole program, then obviously we're going to be able to make progress a lot better. It's going to be a lot safer as well. And yeah, we're going to be able to just go further with our riding, and we're going to do it faster as well. So if this makes sense, or this really hits home for you, let me know. I'd love to have a discussion with this around all that kind of stuff with you. If you've got any questions around it, I'm happy to answer any questions as well. So reach out to me, let's have a discussion, and let's see if this is something that could help you to reach your goals in your riding and your racing.